There we go. Oh, it's working. There we go. It wasn't working earlier. Nick, say hi to exactly 0 people right now that are joining the live stream. All right. So coming up next, I wish I had this to where it was facing you in the other studio as well, but nobody's going to be able to see that.
I had apparently a bit on what I look like. I was like, well, since I'm on the radio, you don't know what I like. I better describe myself. I'm about 6'5". I'm kind of a mix of a young Brad Pitt,
that's good.
George Clooney, Matthew McConaughey, but good looking, like ridiculously good looking. Like take Sexiest Man Alive, Time Magazine man, and then take it a step above that. But then add in the fact that I'm in my 40s and balding. So like just that, you know.
That's good. That's good. That's good. Okay. I can walk you into that if you want. That's hilarious. Okay. That's really, really good. I like that. That's good. Let's do. I'm trying to think of what. I don't know. I think I'm too worried about like don't want to just waste everything early on, right? And then we get to like 7 and 8 o'clock, and like we're not going to have anything to talk about. So
I've had bits going on off of the news.
Okay.
I'm not worried about it this morning.
All right. Okay.
I think we hit on a magic jam. I slept great last night. I didn't wake up very early. You know, like when
yeah. Good. I slept terrible. That's great.
Did you really? You nervous about that or something?
No. I don't know. Maybe I was. So I was like, I don't want it to be. I actually was. I was afraid of. I wasn't afraid of it. But I was thinking. Oh man! Like, what if I? You just like you think you're gonna wake up in the night, you're gonna be sick or something like that. What if I have to cancel on him? I'm like, for whatever reason, like I'm like trying to get him here. I'm like, we finally worked it out. He talked to his family, and now I'm like, oh, sorry, man, I gotta cancel on you. Like, just hyped it up. Or I'd feel bad if like, what if something happened to him last night and then he has to cancel? Is he gonna feel bad? Because it's like not a big deal. It's no problem. That's why I just shouldn't worry about this. Just let it be. Don't worry about it, Chris. Just let it be what it's gonna be.
So it's a lot of fun.
Isn't it though?
Faster than I thought. Like you only have 2 minutes. So 4 minutes. So not a whole lot of time.
Well, and that's one thing that I'm kind of excited about this of just kind of playing with something because like this is on. I mean, it kind of goes on the podcast.
You brought up the podcast stuff.
Oh, that's gotta be.
Yeah. You want to start with that and then go into the
No, I want to do the sports ball thing. I want to. Let's do the pickleball thing.
Okay.
Is Jenny going to tune in at all, or?
So she said, "Tell me if there's anything too adult that I can't have David listen to." I think my only thing is that news is pretty heavy.
News is rough.
News is so
rough some days.
I think we could probably have her listen to it, and then we just pick like the time frames. And,
yeah. Well, because I was thinking we could do the pickleball thing now, like when we come back. We're talking about sports ball. But then, I mean, I can send it. We can grab the recording too. So if she wants it, it's not.
She's okay doing the recording.
Yeah. So we can maybe let's maybe come back with the sports ball. So we'll pay off. That's good. So we'll pay off the beginning of the hour with talking about David's thing. I don't say my kid's name on air. That's this thing that I don't say. So I'll just say your 9-year-old. Your son. I don't. That's not something I've called out. I'll say my wife, but like kids' names I don't say. So I'll just say, hey, your son. What's that? No, you didn't. But you'll notice that I didn't say his name, and so I might be overly paranoid, but I say my oldest, my youngest. My oldest is 16. Blah blah blah. Emily, shout out, Jenny. Like I said, Jenny. Like I said, you work Jenny. But I don't know the kids' names. Like if they were coming on the show, I would. Yeah. So let's come back on. I'll say, hey, now you're over in. If I remember the order right, I'll have you just describe yourself. Like, all right, so who are you? Like, where are you from? What's your deal? And then I noticed you got a few things scribbled on your little sheet over there in beautiful Studio B over there. What do you got there? And then we'll kind of pay off. So we can kind of riff on that for a little bit. And then we'll pay off the whole pickleball. And I mean, let's go into like, or maybe you could start with something like, again, let's play it like, hey, I noticed we did some scores, but you didn't do the local pickleball club scores. I understand these. Oh, do it. Do it. Can you even imagine? And then let's just riff on my pickleball. What is
National League champions led 2-1 going into the bottom of the third, but then sent 18 batters to the plate and had 13 hits, 2 walks, and a sacrifice fly. More to come on this Friday morning, including West reaction to a veto by Russia that ends monitoring of UN sanctions against North Korea.
Breaking news first. America's First News with Matt Ray.
With Matt Ray. We'll be right back.
Ways of focusing us. We have to think about what matters most when it comes to our spending, our healthcare. This is why so many people are joining MediShare right now. MediShare is a trusted way to save up to 50% on your monthly healthcare costs. More than 400,000 people have already made the switch. It's pretty obvious why, too, especially now during this challenging season. With healthcare costs and out-of-pocket expenses going
That's
on,
all right.
MediShare can save you a lot of money to typical family.
All right, we got
MediShare works.
30 seconds.
30 years, members share more than $5 billion of each other's bills. There are different options to choose from to fit your budget. I'll give you the number here in a second, and if you call, you can get a price within 2 minutes. Maybe now, perfect time to make the switch and start saving. Here you go. Call 855
Share 40.
That's 855 SHARE 40. 855 Share 40.
And good Friday morning to you. It is Friday, March 29th, and it is 15 minutes to the top of the hour. It is 6:45 a.m. here at FM 104.5, AM 950 KAHI, voice of the foothills. And good morning to you, Newcastle. Currently, it is 44 degrees where you're at right now, looking for a high today of 51 degrees. Well, gang, if you're just joining us, special guest in with me today. I've got a co-host. I've got a sidekick, somebody basically just keeping me company on this Good Friday. Nick Harding, good morning.
Good morning, KI listeners. I've been waiting all morning to do that,
Oh, it pains me to say this, but you just broke a radio rule, so I'm going to have to dismiss you now. You have to get out. Anybody who kicks off the Robin Williams "Good Morning Vietnam," it's too cliche. Okay, so Nick, you're sitting in here with me today. I've been trying to get you in here for a while, just to say, hey, it'd be fun. We could come. We could. You could. I finally chorused. Yeah, I said I'll give you a pack of Skittles if you come in. It's worth a pack of Skittles. But yeah, you don't eat sugar, so there's that. But Nick and I, we've been friends for about 20 years. Auburn native here, kind of born and raised. Well, not born, but you were pretty much raised here. You moved here when you were very young. Yeah. Uh-huh. Pretty much all of your life, yeah, for sure. Now, for the fine folks here, maybe just describe yourself. So you've got the silky smooth voice. Yeah. Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
And I just like matching that the fact that I'm 40 and losing my hair. But and I don't want to speak out of turn. I'm only about 6, but great to be here with you. It's super fun.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you're here. Now we need to. No, sincerely. Did that sound sincere? Did I sound like no? I'm really glad you're here. This is. Now people are asking, hey, what's Nick's radio chops? He has none. But we're but he's a very interesting. He's one of the most interesting people I know as far as just his depth. It's true. I do need to know more people about his depth of knowledge, breadth. He probably knows a little bit too much about me, which could be a bit. What's the word I'm looking for? Again, it's early condemning. That's not the right word. Anyway, so. We were talking earlier. I want to come back to this. So we were talking sports. Great job doing the little sports scores update there too. That little Dear John letter thing. Boy, that made me laugh. That was a good one. So we were talking a little bit. Your son, 9 years old. I think this guy's hit on something. But we have to talk a little bit about sports first. This is sports related. Let's start with your wife, who has gotten into it's sweeping the nation. Maybe it's already swept pickleball. Let's talk a little bit about pickleball. Okay. Yeah. Okay, here's the thing. I played pickleball in PE in high school. This is back in the 90s. There's my age right there. We always made fun of it. I mean, we kind of had a good time, but we're like, pickleball? I remember we had these red paddles with the holes drilled in them for the less wind resistance or whatever. And basically, we would do it in the gym on the basketball court, and it turned on a basketball court. I think we had like 4 pickleball courts, basically, is what it turned into. And I don't know if it was like a rainy day. Here we're gonna do it on rainy, but I was playing pickleball back in the 90s, and we always thought it was the weirdest thing. Well, you've played it recently. Yeah. Right. Okay. But it has it has been like a rocket ship. People have gotten onto this. It's not new, but my goodness gracious, has it gone into popularity? Yeah. No. Okay. So okay, and tell me before we get into it, tell me about the gear. What are you showing up with to this? Because I'm just thinking it's just a friendly little game. It's outdoors. It's not a lot's going on there. Your dad, get the New Balance shoes. Yeah. Okay. It's like a wiffle ball, kind of ish. Oh, did I? Oh, did I really? Okay. Okay. No, you're joking. You're joking me right now. It's called the X40. Okay. Is it? I don't want to say, I want to talk about size here because I remember it just being a glorified, I'm sorry to say, wiffle ball. I have no other reference for what the, I know. Okay. What's the size of the X40 here? What are we looking at? Is it color? Is it different color? Does it glow in the dark? What the heck is this thing? What? Are you kidding me? Okay. Okay. Oh yeah, yeah, no, it's good. It's fair play. And if it's got some scuffs on it, the better, because you could get it to do a little bit more extra stuff on it. You got some grip. Okay. Okay. Get it out of here. Oh, what is this trash you're showing up with? Yeah. Who's this amateur? I always think of like the pitcher, like he's like they throw him a brand new baseball and he throws it back. He's like, I don't want it. I don't get it. How many baseballs do they go through in a professional baseball game? that this guy's going to throw them away. So is it like pickleball? They're like, get that garbage out of here. I can't serve with that. I'm not going to get an ace with that. Yeah. Okay. All right. So I want to get into it. We're gonna pause for our commercial break here. I want to get into it because now you're playing with I know your wife, one of the kindest people I know, but I suspect, I've not seen her, I've only heard about this, like you guys have started playing pickleball. I'm guessing she might be a different person on the pickleball court. Okay? That's what I thought. Okay. Okay. All right. We're gonna. All right. We'll get into that. We're gonna show some love to our advertisers here. We'll be back right after this. What's the song?
She sent me the ladder standings.
What's the song?
Mod Squad. Mod Squad.
Is that Mod Squad?
Yeah.
Okay, see if I can search it. Man, glad thing. Mod. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, maybe it's not.
No. Okay, we're just gonna go with that. Okay. Oh, that's right. I'm gonna let it go to the next one. Okay, Kill Bill. Right. Which one was it? Not that one. Five minutes to the top of the hour here at FM 104.5, AM 950 KAHI, voice of the foothills, 6:55 a.m. Welcome back. Hey, we were just talking about pickleball. Special guest host in here, Nick Harding, in today. Nick, we were just talking about, now your wife she's full on in. Competitive pickleball player. Now, I know your wife. I've known her for a long time. Lovely person. One of the nicest people you'll ever meet. Great, very kind. I'm guessing when it comes to the pickleball court, she's ready to throw down. Okay. I could see her throwing some elbows though. If it came down to getting that last shot, I could see her throwing elbows. No wonder I didn't do good at pickleball, throwing elbows so much. People are like, dude, that's not how we play. Oh. Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. What? Who's doing that? All the cool kids are doing the paddle transfer. Paddle transfer was the name of my a cappella group, by the way. But no, okay, yeah, there it is. Okay, so obviously does she play doubles? Does she play singles? What is it? Or are you guys playing doubles? What does that look like? Yeah. And is it like tennis where one plays up near the net, one plays to cover the back, one covers the front, or how does that go in pickleball? Okay. I know it's the blind leading the blind here. Maybe we should look this up, but okay. Yeah, okay. Oh my goodness gracious. What? So that's between the net and coming up here. Okay. Really? It's called the kitchen. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. All right. Okay. Dinking? That's what it's called? You just a little dink? Just dink right over in there? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, okay. Is there now tell me about the serves. Is it overhand? Is it underhand? What are our serves looking like? Seems like it would be a bit much. So for folks that maybe aren't familiar with this, and if you're not, I'm pretty surprised because it's kind of been all over there. Actually, Auburn here, I don't know if you've heard this. Auburn, there's going to be new pickleball courts going over by the School Park Preserve right over there, right behind City Hall. They're like, hey, we've got an empty space here. We got to put some pickleball courts in here and get it. And I've always thought, okay, it's basically tennis shrunk down and ping pong kind of blown up a little bit. Like you enlarge, if you kind of took a little ray and said, I'm going to blow up this ping pong table to a little bit more life size, but it's not quite tennis because it's a little bit smaller than that, right? The court isn't nearly the same size, right? Ping pong, right? Or table tennis. Yeah. Oh, the kitchen. That I've not. Okay. What other terms? What other pickleball terms do I need to know? I've never heard of the kitchen. Oh, nice get. Oh, nice get. Okay. Oh, all right. Nice get. All right. Now, do this might be inappropriate, but if you did really good, do you like bang your paddles together, or do you like swap them on the rear end there? Like you kind of that might be a little bit over the. Well, if it's your yeah, if it's your wife, I guess so. But if you're doing it with somebody that you don't know, that's maybe kind of weird. But nice gets. Oh, you gotta scuff the paddle. Okay. All right. And what is the ball? The X40? The X40 ball. Okay. Okay, so it's big. It's real big. If you haven't gotten on the pickleball train by now, by these wonderful descriptions of what we're talking about here, you need to get on there. So your wife, now being the enterprising family that you are, we talked about this at the top of last hour, has your son said your wife's like, hey, I think we've got a business idea here that is pickleball related. Like, eh, part of the thing about having a successful business, a lot of times it's all about timing. I think they're onto something here. Tell me a little bit about what this little enterprising, what this little dude's doing, because I think he's onto something. Oh, does he play too? Are you serious? Is it really? Okay. So wait, you grew up with a ping pong table though, didn't you? Does that translate to pickleball? Are you finding any of those moves coming back? Oh, it goes the other way. Yeah, you put any spin on that pickleball? Does the X40 get some spin going? Does it really? Now again, I'm sorry to the pickleball aficionados out there. I don't see a wiffle ball when it's hit like off of because those rackets. Well, at least the ones I remember from high school didn't have any grip on them. Did I say racket? I'm so. Oh, I'm offending so many people right now. Welcome to talk radio. Yeah, well, see, here's the thing. Here's the thing. I'm a novice. I'm a newbie. I played it years and years ago. We're all learning together, right? Like, invite us into your fold, Auburn Pickleball Club. Okay. ARD does have some fantastic resources. They got a lot going on there, and anybody can join. Is it cost to join? Can you just show up and bring your X40 and your sneakers and say I'm here to play? Do you know what? Okay, all righty. I'm a little disappointed that you don't know all the things about pickleball. I think that was one of the caveats that we were having when you were going to be here. Is you needed to know all the pickleball things. Yeah. Your brackets. Okay. All right. Maybe bracket TM. Yeah. Yeah. NCAA. Okay. Ladders. Okay. So is there a pickleball season, or does this go year round? What is the pickleballness of pickleball? Okay. 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 All right. Okay. So we got off a little bit here on the business ideas. So your wife, Jenny, she's like, wait a minute. There might be something in this whole pickleball thing. Oh, he's a. Are you serious? I could see this. Oh, so dibs, dink, kitchen for those playing at home with the pickleball terminology. What else do? Oh, okay. Thank you. Yeah. Just at the pickleball grounds there. Really? That's right, because the new owners now that took over it, they're bringing in the pickleball gear there as well. I mean those. Although there could be a new thing, perhaps Viking. Okay, so he's got a little. So he's breaking into the retail space as well, but he's over there talking. Okay, all right. So he did you dad come in there and help him through? All right, son, I got this. We're gonna 3D print this. Like, let me show you how it's done when it comes to the 3D printing. Or is he like, Dad, listen, I'm 9. I've been around technology my whole life. Hold my grape juice. Step aside. Orange juice. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Is that another pickleball thing that we only drink orange juice? We need the vitamin C for pickleball. We don't drink that grape juice garbage. Isn't it amazing? Yeah. Yeah. Extreme. I love it. Wait, it does what now? So he's figuring it out. He's getting the plans. He's running all of this basically. Like he's like, I'm gonna do my batch print, Dad. Get out of the way. I got some manufacturing I got to do. Can you imagine? Like he's doing this right now. Like, maybe it's something that he wants to do. Maybe it'll stick with him. Maybe it won't. But the experience that he's getting, you're like, oh yeah, 3D printing. I can do that. No sweat, no problem. Sure, why not? Go with that. No kidding. He's just printing them up for him. That's fantastic. I got to tell you, it's nice having a friend who's a fabricator, and I'll tell you why. One of my friends of mine, he does a lot of 3D printing, and he's got this little. I don't know if it's a CNC machine. I say that to sound like it's important, like I know, a CNC machine. It's a fabricating machine is what it is. But he said he came over to my house one time, and I have this one of those little sound bar speakers for my TV. And when we moved, my TV, I had it mounted, but there was no good space underneath it to mount the sound bar because it was in this corner thing. And he looks at it. He's just one of those guys, and he reminds me of your son, which I think he's going to be doing this. Your son's going to be doing this. He's going to have a whole line. I can imagine it. But he looks at it, and he gets out a tape. The guy gets out a tape measure, and he says, "All right, let's see. Your TV's mounted here with these brackets." And he takes measurements. He's like, "I think I could just cut you a custom piece of a custom bracket that basically screws onto the back of my TV, that basically screws into the same screws that the mounts are going into the back of the TV, and then hangs underneath it. And then it holds my sound bar, that my sound bar just screws into and it basically floats." He's like, "Yeah, I'll just design it up real quick. I'll fabricate it, and there you go." He's like, "What color do you want it in?" Same thing. "What color do you want it in?" And I'm like, "Do I owe you anything for this?" He's like, "Yeah, it was fun." Okay. Yeah, no, it was fun. Really. Why not? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, sure. Why not? Oh yeah. Yeah. So he's selling the keychains. He's making the custom orders coming in right now. He's got some keychains over here at A-Town Bikes. That's fantastic. I'm gonna have to go check it out. Bikes and pickleball, by the way, if you didn't know, in A-Town Bikes. All right, that's fantastic. Hey, we got a break here for just a little bit. Show some love to our advertisers. We will be back right after this.
In the air conditioning business, the state of California has millions of regulations, but surprisingly, almost nothing when it comes to the technical knowledge required of a heating and air technician.
It was fine. It was fine. I saw it come over your face. I'm like, it's just my thing. It's not a big deal. So yeah, it's fine. So we'll have like till 7:16. Where am I at? Yeah, 7:16. 6 to 16 or 7:14. Okay. We'll just wrap up. We'll find something. You got something you want to talk about at all?
I'm open. I mean, we haven't talked about any of the extreme sports stuff. We've got that.
Okay, let's talk about extreme sports. Okay, we'll finish with that. Okay. All right, we got 30 seconds.
Don't worry about Joe. Okay, he's cured of it. Okay. Oh my God!
Way to do some kind of contest at the sound of Van Camp's phlegmy cough. Be the 10th caller.
Markley, Van Camp, and Robbins. Weekdays from 1 to 4 on the Voice of the Foothills, FM 104.5 and AM 950 KAHI.
And it's 11 minutes past the top of the hour here at FM 104.5, AM 950 KAHI, Voice of the Foothills. A little bit different today, gang. We've got a guest here in with me, holding it down here in Studio B, Nick Harding. Nick, how are you doing this morning? All right. It's been a fantastic morning. Thanks for hanging out with me here. A little bit different. We're spending a little bit more time talking about some local stuff here, talking about the entrepreneurial kid that you have. Isn't it fun with our kids to have? My youngest, he's doing guide dogs for the blind, and it's just something that it's amazing to see them find their own way, isn't it? My wife has advocated this. She's like, you can treat them like people. You know that they're a person, right? Like they're actually going to find their own way and go and learn all of the things. I'm like, yeah, but I don't know if they're going to be able to do it without me. And I look at my kids now and they're like, dude, I got it. I'm good. Yeah. Isn't it such a cliche? It really is a cliche. Like, you don't want to sound like, oh my gosh, they're growing up. I was talking to, was it you who were talking something? Oh, no. It was one of our colleagues was talking about, he's right in the middle of it. His girls are little. They're 5 and 3 or something like that. And just talking about how, it's going to sound a little crass. Hang on, folks. It's going to sound a little crass, but he's talking about how they're young. You're in the middle of parenting. You're not getting a lot of sleep. And I said, I know, I hear you on that. I'm a little bit further down the road. And there's stuff happening right now. Like, I don't know how many times the dogs peed in the kitchen yesterday that I had to clean up dog pee. and I had to remind myself, I'm going to miss this day. And there was a time when the kids were still little, and you know the call when they're in the bathroom and you need to go wipe them. And I'm like, I remember being in the middle of that. I'm like, I'm going to miss this one day. This is a real pain, but there's a day where this is going to go away and I'm going to miss it. Yeah. And I'm going to miss cleaning up dog pee, apparently, because at some point they're not going to be in the house anymore. Oh, one of the most depressing things I ever heard was as a kid or as a parent, there's one day you pick them up to hold them and you never do it again because they reach that age, right? Yeah. Yep, I'm gonna do it. I don't pick up my 13-year-old anymore. I'll tell you, even just to go in to hug him, he kind of does that kind of crumples and folds, and he'll kind of do it right. But it's like, all right, Dad, yeah. I'm like, no, come back, my little baby. I want to hold you. But it's so yeah, it goes by fast. It really does. Okay, so we've covered pickleball. We've covered the entrepreneurial spirit. Now, one more thing that you said, you're like during the break, hey man, I know you talk sports ball every now and again, but let's talk some extreme sports. I think because you've asked me before, you're like you do the sports scores, but where's the Quidditch scores? Where's the extreme sports score? What am I missing, Nick? Tell me what I'm missing when it comes to extreme sports here. Oh, yeah, I've heard of it. Okay, do tell. So you should be able to make the rational chess decision. Is it like taking the chessboard out into real life though? Like I actually captured your rook to 9. So I don't know. I've never. My son's tried to. Again, our kids like, Dad, why don't you play chess? I'm like, I never learned it. I could play checkers, but chess. He's like, no, it's easy. Sit down and do this. Freaking leave it to the Germans. Really? So it's just like it's basically it's like a chess drinking game, except that when it just comes to physical blows. How can you keep your senses about you and still play chess? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Good gracious sakes alive. Okay. Okay. You found competitive chess boxing. Okay. What else you got there? I believe that. I believe that. It's like, are you serious? This sounds like a TikTok trend. Like, I'm going to iron my clothes at the top of Everest. Why? And are you hauling a generator up there with you too, so you can plug the dang thing in? What is it? The old one? Oh, what? Battery operated irons. Okay. All right. Fair enough. All right. Well, that's fantastic. That's interesting. We're going to pause now for a commercial break. We got to pay the bills here, and extreme ironing ain't going to do it. We'll be right back right after this.
That's a lie to the elevated state of being. Days of pure exhilaration.
All right. I think I'm going to run.
The nights.
Okay. Fox Business Report.
See it.
I'm going to skip it. We'll do Garden Goddess promo, and then we'll go to the news. That'll give us a little bit of a break, and then we'll come back with the daily dad jokes. Okay. Okay. Perfect. Okay. Roll by roll, someone bless the seeds.
Saturdays at 8 a.m. here on 104.5 FM and AM 950, streaming
all over the world at KAHI.com. 18 minutes past the top of the hour, 7:18 a.m. here at FM 104.5, AM 950 KAHI, the voice of the foothills. Hey, good morning to you. Hey, if you're just getting started with your morning, we're having some fun today. Guest host Nick Harding in today. Nick, good morning. How you doing? I'm glad you're here. We're talking about all sorts of good stuff. Pickleball is reigning supreme right now. That is, yeah, we learned so many. The kitchen, the dink, the slam, and the gets. There we go. All right. I'll remember those. Coming up in our next segment, your daily dad jokes. That's right. Make you laugh, sigh, roll your eyes. Nick, you got some daily dad jokes? You bringing them? You bringing the heat? All right. All right. We'll have your daily dad jokes. You can send me yours live at KAHI.com. Try it again, Adam. Live at KAHI.com or call me 530-885-3565. Back to America's First News. We'll see you back here at the bottom of the hour. All right. You got to find some dad jokes.
29th day of March, and in a legally binding order, the top United Nations court said Israel must open more land crossings into Gaza for food, water, fuel, and other
What was
supplies.
that?
The International Court of Justice issued 2 new so-called provisional measures Thursday in a case brought by South Africa.
That's not it. That's not it.
As your leader.
That's not it. That's a good run. Nope. Ah! That's the one. That's it. That was a good pull, man. That's the one that I wanted.
Sorry, I didn't get it. I don't know what else we could use it for, but I think you can. Let's use it. I love it.
Dang it. That was good. I wanted to. Maybe I'll pull it back. Maybe we'll run it back.
I mean, we can just. Is there anything else that we can do it for that?
Man, that's such a great. That's good. Okay. We'll figure it out. Okay, you got a dad joke? You got a daily dad joke coming up here?
5,
Do you?
10.
All right.
Gosh.
Well, we're gonna spend some time on it then. That's good. I gotta figure out one here. I got some video of you talking, by the way. So if you want to send it to your
Thanks,
family,
man.
you can. Let's see. What do we got here? After my failed attempt at growing vegetables this year, I decided to become a music producer. I've got a ton of sick beats.
Nice. I love it.
Oh, that's a good one. Okay. All right. I'm going to throw them to you. Like we'll rotate back and forth.
Yep.
And then maybe we'll do 3 headlines and a lie on this one.
Ooh, love it.
So I'll play that with you. I kind of already have the things there, but we'll do it. So we'll go 7:30. We could go 7:30 to. We could probably go all the way to the top of the hour, and yeah, we'll just go through. I'll look at the topics, and we'll just talk. We'll just go all the way till like 8:06 or something like that, and then you can be done if you got to bounce.
Okay.
At 8:06 if you want to.
Yeah,
You
I'll
can
probably
stay.
go.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
I mean, aren't you done at 8:30? You said.
So I mean, if you want to stay till 8:30, you can. But if you gotta bounce at like 8ish, we can just go to 8:06, and then be done with it.
2 members of hostages.
So up to you.
Yeah.
However long you
I can
want
stay
to.
for a little bit, and then I'll go say hi to actually David and Jenny playing pickleball.
Oh, they play pickleball. Okay, fantastic. Okay.
And then work.
And then you can get poor sap.
You know that your priority or your brain's probably not working when you decide to go into work on that day. I mean, I'm doing a swap day, so
I know you got a swap day coming up. It'll all play out. Do we have anybody covering any of the things
Oh yeah,
today? Okay, so it's not just you're not like covering all of them, all the things. Okay,
actual work.
doing your actual work. Okay, like I've got other stuff to do. Let's see. Easter jokes. We'll get some Easter jokes up
Oh,
here
that's great.
because
Yeah, good idea.
Easter's
I didn't look at
coming.
any Easter jokes up.
That's all right. I got you. All right, rookie. I got you. Man, those pickleball terminologies are fantastic. That's bad. What's the English vegetable? What do you call a poultry in motion? All right. What do people It's good. That's a good one. Okay, we'll do that one. Perfect. All right. Okay. So this is too good. This needs to go into the dad jokes channel. It's too good not to go into the dad jokes. This is literally when I do my daily dad joke thing.
You're keeping it strong.
Keeping it going. I know when AK left, it was like, got a ton of sick beats. There we go. So that's a good one. Who can we? Well, I've got you here. I don't need to have anybody emailing because I've got you here. You can do some. This is gonna be. I gotta be able to keep up with you. You got 5 of them.
Oh, I got more than that.
You got. Okay. All right. Game on.
So I realized that I didn't realize it, but all of the research I've done are just all of the prep for different meetings and stuff. Like it's like a Monday morning for me. Here's my rundown. Here's my agenda. Let's go.
I love it, man. I love it. All right. I'll do a couple here, and then we'll
don't get me wrong. You're way better at it than I am.
No.
The speed and like zero nerves.
You're doing good. Yeah. Oh, it's fun. This is why we're having a conversation. It's it ain't no big thing. There we go. All right. So I got a couple. Okay. Somebody threw a bottle of omega-3 pills at my head. It's okay though, as my injuries are only superfish oil. That's a good one. Oh, okay. There's my 2, and I'll have like 4.
Okay.
I'll have a couple here for that, and then I'll throw in another one if we keep going. Okay. Oh, I know. We'll do. It'll be kind of more of a blind. You've kind of already seen the ones that I have, but we'll see if like the dad joke contest. We'll see get the other one to laugh.
Ooh, yes, I love it.
Okay. All right, we got. Holy cow, we got like 4 minutes.
Yeah,
loads of time. My goodness. What is in this bottom hour? All right, we'll do the weather. We'll check in with meteorologists. So we'll do dad jokes. Then I'll throw it to the weather. We'll throw it to a promo. We'll come back. And then we'll let's see. Shin kicking. Dog snorkeling. Oh.
There was so much good stuff.
This is good. This is good. Like we can kind of keep going on this. And maybe I'll talk about here's what's going on in the world today. We can talk about.
I have a great story about a scam. Oh my gosh, it's fantastic.
Oh, okay, that's good.
It includes Nigerian princes and everything.
Oh, that's good. And we haven't even gotten to our little idea, like dad leadership thing.
Ooh, you could do that for that idea.
This right here?
Got an idea? I don't know. I love that music, and I'm trying to figure out how to use it.
Oh, we'll do it with we'll talk about extreme sports, and
okay.
I'll say this when we were talking about your wife and we were pickleball. I wanted to intro her with this. I wasn't quick enough, and I'll say producer Adam wasn't quick enough on it. But then we'll get it on there. All right, 0-0. Which one? We're gonna put this one in. Here we go.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes I put in my own promos.
You absolutely should.
That's because I like it better than what's here, and I hear all the time. So, all right. So dad jokes, commercial, weather, back. Yeah, we got plenty of stuff. We got plenty of stuff to talk about. So,
how do you decide what's in your run of show? Because
That's 420.
I thought it was more dictated.
it is. So it's programmed. So there's the program is there. So like the national news, it'll kick like it's playing right now. So right now I've got America's First News. I've got 2 minutes left until this segment is done.
Yeah, but I mean, you're like, oh, I can make this adjustment. I can move this around to buy more time.
So if it was just me, I would just be running it pretty much how it is right now. So like here's my run of show, right? So 7 to 7:06, I'm gonna start at the top of the hour. I could do these segments. I kind of just use this as like monologue time, although I will fit the weather in. And then when I come back at 7:14, we've got the Fox Business Report. So I'll do, hey, good morning, 76 degrees, blah, blah. And then I'll do that. And then I'll do like a live read here. So, because traffic, there's nothing happening traffic wise, usually at 7 o'clock or 6 o'clock in the morning. And then sports and weather. But this, I just sub out sports for the dad joke section. And then the last 15 minutes. So typically, like I set up yesterday, we've got a minute. Like during the from like 7:45 to 8, like if I have somebody come in, so I'll have an author come in next week and whoever I can get, I'll do my interviews from like 7:45 to 8 because I've got that segment there. And then top of the hour. So, and I can bleed it over into the top of the hour if I want to. So it's flexible. Like, yeah, the morning news is there, but there's news is happening all day. So if I can make this a bit more, and this is kind of like I wanted to play with this a little bit and have some fun with it. So anyway, 30 seconds. 30 seconds, everybody.
The John Birch Society, we have the organization and the resources to do just that. Our founder, Robert Welch, said, education is our total strategy and truth our only weapon. Go to jbs.org to learn more, including how you can get involved to work locally and impact nationally. Join us at jbs.org.
And good Friday morning to you. It is Friday, March 29th, and it is 30 minutes past the top of the hour, 7:30 a.m. here at FM 104.5, AM 950 KAHI, voice of the foothills. And hey, good morning to you, Lake of the Pines. Currently, it is 42 degrees where you're at right now, looking for a high today of only 48 degrees. All right, there it is. It is time for your daily dad jokes. That's right. Make you laugh, sigh, roll your eyes, probably all three. If that laugh sounds unfamiliar to you, that's a special guest host today, Nick Harding, sitting in with me. Nick, good morning. How are you? Studio B, holding it down in Studio B. I'm holding it down in beautiful Studio A over here, looking outside. We'll check in with meteorologist Tim Root here in just a little bit. But yeah, it's a little cloudy out there. Expect some rain. So if you're heading out there, get your galoshes on. Yeah, bring your bumper shoot, as they say. What is it? What was Sean Connery? Adam, stop the music for a second. Hang on. What did Sean Connery say in Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade? They had just landed in the plane, and the plane was swooping down, and he had to scare the birds up, and that's how Sean Connery got the. Do you know what scene I'm talking about? Okay. Well, I suddenly remembered my Charlemagne. That's what it was. Way to pick up on that. So is that I'm assuming that was an umbrella. I thought Charlemagne was another word for umbrella. No? Oh, really? Okay. Adam, start the music again. That's embarrassing that I didn't know that. All right, it's time for your daily dad jokes. Make you laugh, cry. All these years later. I thought that was another word for an okay, all right. What? I knew that, but I thought it was another. Oh, stop the music. Okay, what? Okay, King Charlemagne, I know that, but for some reason I thought it was a British or Scottish term for an umbrella. You know, like they say, like the boot or the of a car is like we call it the trunk, or the windscreen instead of the windshield. I just thought it was like where it's the same language, separated by Charlemagne. They're like, is that like a pastry? Is that like are you looking for an old 15th century king? Like what is this thing that you're looking for? Okay, all right. Okay, all right. Here we go. All right, let's for the third time now, it's time for your daily dad jokes. Good gracious sakes. Apparently. All right. All right, Nick. We're gonna do this kind of like the little contest here. We'll see if we can crack each other up here. You brought some dad jokes. Guests first. Go ahead. It's a good one. Adam gave you a rim shot on that one. All right. What else you got? You got another one there? No. He's giving you solid rim shots. That's good. That's good. All right. How about this one? After my failed attempt at growing vegetables this year, I decided to become a music producer. I've got a ton of sick beats. What? Grown? Adam, come on, man. All right. Yeah, that was really good. All right, what do you got? What else you got here? That's pretty good. That's pretty good. All right, here, let me throw this one at you. Somebody threw a bottle of omega-3 pills at my head. It's okay though, as my injuries are only super fish oil. Oh, Adam, all right. I got the applause there. All right. Oh, there it is. All right. You got anything else? What else you got? Okay. All right. You came to play. Fair enough. Oh, I don't know. Oh, wait. Fresh Prince. There it is. Oh, that's good. All right. We got Easter coming up here. It's Easter weekend. Easter's in a couple of days here. Why do people paint eggs for Easter? It's easier than trying to wallpaper them. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. All right. One more. How about we go for one more here? Okay. All right. What? Pilgrims. Yeah, that's what it was. All right, I got it. Yeah, I do that one. All right, here we go. Hang on. There we go. All right, and one more here. Where's the best place to learn about eggs? The Hencyclopedia. Yeah, that was a bit of a letdown. And those have been your daily dad jokes for this Friday, this Good Friday, March 29th. You can send me yours live at KAHI.com or email. No, that's the email. Or call 530-885-3565. We'll be back with your KAHI weather right after this.
Listeners, producer Adam here to remind you to listen to Chris in the morning along with Matt Ray in America's First News. Get all the local news, weather, traffic, and local events you can handle, plus a healthy dose of daily dad jokes. Chris in the morning with Matt Ray, 6 to 9 a.m. here on FM 104.5 and AM 950 KAHI, the voice of the foothills. I never miss it, and neither should you. My goodness, it's early. Good Friday morning. A series of lows coming in from the west will give us clouds and showers set today and tonight. The high temperature in the low 50s. It'll be breezy overnight in the mid 40s. Those showers will continue Saturday, partly to mostly cloudy. Could be a rumble of thunder. Could be about 50 to 55 Saturday. A little less chance of rain Sunday, partly sunny, about 55 to 60 degrees. This is meteorologist Tim Root from FM 104.5 and AM 950 KAHI.
This is Stephen Hill. Catch Hearts of Space.
Commercial freaks me out.
4.5 and AM
So eerie.
The same voice of the foothills, more powerful than ever.
Okay, here we go with the music. "37 minutes past the top of the hour, 7:37 a.m. here at FM 104.5, AM 950 KAHI, the voice of the foothills." Okay, special guest host in here today, Nick Harding. Nick, good morning. How are you? Okay, I wanted to, hang on. There's the payoff. I wanted to play this song when we were coming back for talking about pickleball and your wife. Like, I just imagine just these pickleball players just walking in slow motion with this song playing, like they are here to play. This isn't your I was gonna say this isn't your grandma's game anymore. It's for everybody. Pickleball is for everybody now, and they are there to play. They are there to get going on the court. So remind me again, what are the pickleball terms that we all need to be aware of, because the sport is sweeping the nation? The kitchen is what again? No, that's okay. 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 Dink. All right. Nice get. Nice get. Is that when you're banging the paddles together, but don't make sure you don't scuff the paddles? Like your X40s, which is the ball, by the way. That is the ball, that the X40 ball. All right. Now you had put together an interesting list of other extreme. We're not going to spend a whole lot more time on this, but you sent me some of these other extreme sports. Are these real? This is made up. This is made up. This has to be made up. Okay. What what is this? What is this bog snorkeling? What the heck is that? Yeah, I kind of feared like that was all I'm thinking of is Lord of the Rings, where they're going through the bog and there's all the dead bodies that they can see throughout the bog. Which, by the way, Tolkien was in World War One. I think he drove an ambulance in World War One, and that scene of them going through the bogs and all the bodies in the water there drew from his World War One experience. Yeah. Oh, can you imagine? Oh my gosh. Anyway. Oh, so this is a thing. They're not finding a bog. They're just going and seems harder than it needs to be. Okay. All right. I saw that one. I was going to bring that one up. Okay. That's like, I mean, that hurts just thinking about it. Like one of the most sensitive spots, like no protection at all. Okay, and you played football or the football. We call it soccer here in America, but guards. Okay, but tell me, I never played soccer. In kindergarten, I remember it was kindergarten or first grade, something like that. Went out and they said, "Hey, we've got this soccer team. You could go out and you could try out for it." My mom's like, "Yeah, you should go try it out for it." I went and I kicked the ball around. I thought that was the dumbest game I've ever seen in my life. I don't get it. Why can't I use my hands? I don't want to just kick the ball. I want to do other things. But you played soccer, so I left soccer. I abandoned it on the field in first grade. Like, can't do it, not going to do it. But you played in high school competitively in junior high. Did you ever get a kick to the shins that just took you down? Oh, did you really? Do you really? Brutal. Ooh. Yeah. Any one memorable one that really stands out where you're like, I can't get up. Somebody just, I feel like they broke my leg. I would bet. Because there's not a whole lot of protection. And those guys are, speaking about throwing elbows, you get some elbows. Now, I imagine you were a striker. I don't know. Okay. That's okay. 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 You were a left wing? I don't know. I don't know soccer positions, so. Oh, what's the chess piece that can do all that? You're like the queen, can kind of just go anywhere around. Yeah, yeah. You gotta go back. Okay. Yeah, they're really good. It just comes naturally. Yeah, yeah. Bless bless his heart. Bless his heart. I believe it. Yeah, that is the person that you are. All right, kids, this is called a segue. Okay, I see something here called fireball soccer. What the heck is that? Oh, I caught you off guard. I catch you off guard there. Is it actually kicking a ball on fire? I can only imagine. As a goalie, that's got to be a rough. It's gonna be a rough sport. I'm gonna skip right over camel wrestling because I don't know. Okay, all right, you got camel wrestling there. Okay, I've heard that. Okay. I have seen this. I've seen a clip of this. It's called husband calling. Have you seen? Jerry, Jerry. Oh yeah. Oh my gosh. And it looks like it's a state fair thing. It's like one of those fair games that they play, but it's competitive husband calling. Hey, by the way, have you seen professional cornhole? Have you seen this nonsense? And by nonsense, I mean absolute. Of course, you would know about that. Of course, you would know about that. ES ESPN The Ocho. I don't know where we were. We were on some family trip. We were in the hotel room there. The kids are like, "Oh, let's watch something. This is TV," which they don't really know about because of commercials. What are these things? What are commercials coming on? Why are they interrupting the show right now? So we turned it on. I don't know, one of the ESPN stations, and there was a professional cornhole tournament going on in Vegas. These guys, every shot, a ringer, sing it every shot, and like if you missed, you opened it up for the other team. But for those who have played cornhole, it's around, you can do it any party or any one of the pubs around here. You can go. There's corn. It's like a staple, right? It's a staple now of all the places. Like I'm just get it on the board. That's all you got to do. Get it on the board. These guys, if you didn't make it in that little hole, forget it. Get out of here. You're not a professional. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, exactly. It was kind of funny where different venues though. I could tell they had all the spotlights on them, and you could tell where they were. But it was in Vegas. You could tell it was like in a conference room, just by the color of the carpet. I'm like, oh, I've been there. I've traveled for work. I've seen hotel or convention center conference room. Yeah, no, it's probably off strip. Okay, bathtub racing. Okay, I'm sure it sounds exactly what it sounds like. Is it? Do you put wheels on this, or do you just skid it down a hill? Oh, really? Oh, you've seen this? Okay, okay, that seems kabaddi. Is that kabaddi? Kabaddi? What is that? Do you know what that is? Okay, great. Okay, okay, but okay. Underwater hockey. Please tell me you've got some information on underwater hockey. Roller hockey, yeah, that's a thing. Oh yeah, a friend of mine got. He was so competitive. I think this is probably in junior high. He was one of those guys that you mentioned that are on the team that are just dripping with talent. Guy could rollerblade. He could skate. He was really good. He could do the slap shots and everything. He had to quit playing roller hockey when he broke his stick over some kid's back. He broke, which in the spirit of hockey, you got to think like that's very hockey esque though. I don't think he even shirted him first. He didn't even pull the shirt over his forehead, or I think he just like straight up. This was the guy. This is my friend that grew up that he had a homemade net, by the way, and it wasn't the X40 pickleball, but it was one of the. So in roller hockey, you don't. Sometimes you have a puck, but you have a ball, almost like a hard plastic ball. Is that what you played with? Okay, yeah. So yeah, and he said, okay, do this, and he said, go, and being a dumb 13-year-old, he's like, go stand behind that net there, and I'll show you how fast these slap shots come at you. And I'm like, okay. And I go stand. I don't know because you're 13 and your brain is not working at all. And I go and I stand behind the net, and he skates in. He gets a rolling start on it, skates up, and this is just in a street in front of his house. Does this slap shot, comes through, and thank God I didn't stand that close to the back of the net. The ball came like almost right between my eyes, and the net stopped it just before it hit my face. But impressive. The speed, like this guy was good. He was good until he broke his stick over some kid's body, and then he got thrown out. Leaned a little too much into it, but it is definitely a thing. But underwater hockey, okay. Oh, okay. Okay, I get. Okay, I see it. I don't see how that happens, but I can get it where it's your training in a way. Which all right. Oh yeah, I've seen that. Oh yeah, yeah. Oh no. But you have to see this. These guys go off the high dive and will belly flop in. Can you imagine? You have to stretch out. I don't know if they go off the high dive, but they're not. This isn't just off the edge of the pool. Like these guys are going off diving boards. The longest. Yeah, because if you tuck in at the end, no, get out of here. That's garbage. No, that's okay. I saw a clip of this the other day, and it was on a satirical show. But ostrich racing, that just doesn't look right. Yeah, exactly. Which is it. You're right. I know the exact scene you're talking about. Doesn't look right. Now surfing. Now, okay. I mean, everybody knows surfing. That is an extreme sport. Have you seen how some of these guys train? That where it makes sense. The underwater hockey. These guys will dive down to the bottom of the ocean, pick up a big rock, and then run or as much as you can underneath the water, holding the rock to keep them down, and then they'll pop back up. And it's to train yourself to hold your breath. Because if you get taken under with a wave, you got to be able to hold your breath there for a hot minute while you're doing it. So these guys will actually dive down, pick up a big rock, kind of run for as far as they can, and then shoot back up to the surface. And that, yeah. Okay. Okay. Yeah, that's the thing. Okay, I saw that. I can only imagine you're shoving a ferret down your pants. Yep. Their trousers. That's the European version of it. Holy cow. Yeah, are you kidding me right now? Okay. All right. Dangerous. Dangerous for sure. An illicit ferret. By the way, what is the use of a ferret? What's the purpose of a ferret? Do we know? Other than just being angry? Yeah. No, I'm with you. I don't know. I'm not. No, you've got to experience the full pain and the full ramifications and consequences of shoving a dang live ferret down your pants, you weirdos. Today is the day I'm getting into ferret legging. Look, I gotta practice. We gotta get him good and angry first, though. Otherwise, it doesn't count. Lord have mercy. All right. And one more just to round this out. Zorbing. What the heck is that? I've never heard of that. Nope. Hello. What? No, I'm blank stare on the side of the glass. What are you talking about? Oh, that. Well, what are you talking about? Guns? You're trying to shoot him in the ball? What the heck are you talking about? Okay. Like, what are you talking about? Get out of here. Don't even know. You don't even know. Zorbing. Okay, I've seen that. That looks slightly dangerous. Well, depending on the slope of the hill. But if it's extreme, you're doing a harsh slope. Really? I don't believe it. I don't believe it for a second. Do you remember you and I working for the same company? We were at a conference, and it was at these conferences that they have. There's the dinners at night. They have the big dinners down by the poolside dinners. It's being in the finance. Okay. Do you remember the one that we had where there was that woman in the on the water? Just in the pool there was this lady just doing different poses in this floating ball in the water. And I felt so sorry for her. I'm like, does she have enough air in there? Should somebody check and see? Does she get a break? Like, what if she has to go to the bathroom? How does she get out of the ball? I don't know. She was very good at it. she was very good at it, and it was tasteful. I will say it was very tasteful. Yes, and I don't know how you put that. You're like professional ball floater, a professional sorbist. That sounds way better. That sounds way better on a resume. That was the same conference that had the adult push-up pops. Do you remember that? You probably didn't have one, but this lady made homemade like margarita little frozen pops. It was fantastic. It was really good. Of the push-up pop or something like that. Not Jello that, but what's the frozen thing that as kids we have? You buy them. It was a liquid pack, and then you put it in the freezer. Oh, Otter Pops. Yeah, that's what it was. It was the adult version of the Otter Pops. Was fantastic. All right, hey, we're gonna pause for some breaks to show some love to our advertisers. Nick Harding joining me here in the studio. Nick and I, we've been friends for a long time, longer than we care to admit. We will be back right after this.
2023 saw home insurance soar out of control, forcing many people to actually contemplate selling their home. Brandon Harris here to say it's not all doom and gloom. At Homer Insurance, you'll talk to real insurance
Fire.
experts.
That was good. Okay, let's talk about our little dad idea coming back, and we'll go through that, and then that'll probably take us to 8:06, and then we're good.
I'm super glad I did all that research. We actually went through more of those. Than I
We
thought.
did. It was good. Yeah, it was good. It was out of desperation, really. Like, what the heck do we talk about? It was fun. It was super fun. But yeah, did you say you have to?
No, I was just looking to see who.
Okay.
Who was.
Oh, nobody. There's nobody there. There's nobody there.
But I think it's good practice.
It's good. It's really good practice. Yeah, Emily she'll pop on every now and again, and she'll chat it, or my cousin will watch sometimes. Chris Allen popped on one day. Yeah, he's like, oh, because Emily will put it up on Facebook. Okay.
30. Nope.
I'm gonna run it. I'm gonna let it run all the way through to the talk break. We'll just give ourselves a little bit of break here. When we come back, I'll play. Yeah, I'm just trying to think of like. Let's see, I'm gonna play the Fox News. I'll do the weather. We'll go through. Yeah, we'll come back from McCullough's, and then we'll just do it. We'll just talk about our little dad. Okay, you're a dad, I'm a dad. Talking about kids, writing on your kids. Now you had a fantastic idea. You got a fantastic idea. We'll just call this segment for the show.
Yeah.
And I want to talk about it here. Do you have a scar on your chin? Right there. Is that a scar?
Maybe.
Because I have a scar because I split my chin open when I was a kid.
Oh yeah, it's like right about there.
Yeah.
I think I cut it shavy multiple times.
Okay. Yeah. I'm
Less cool than yours.
Yeah. No. I remember splitting it open as a kid, and I was embarrassed about it. And I was at my grandma's house. I slipped, and she had these concrete steps, and I caught my chin right on the edge of this concrete step. And I remember my dad had to like tape it. He like took medical tape and taped it. I didn't have stitches. He just taped it back up. And I was too embarrassed to tell my grandma. My grandma was like, I had like blood all over my shirt because I was trying to wipe it away. It's like one of those memories that sticks with you. And then every now and then, like, oh, so yeah, there's that scar there. All right, 30 seconds.
Right now, you'll find deals on microplastics just right for spring and summer. Women's and men's t-shirts by Life is Good, Old Guys Rule, and Laid Back. And men's Hawaiian made Aloha shirt, just right for the warmer weather. Everything you need is all in one store, right here in Auburn. McCullough Department Store, in the Auburn Town Center, right off the bat.
3 minutes to the top of the hour here at FM 104.5 AM 950 KAHI, voice of the foothills. I don't know, I'm just playing the song again because we played it a little bit earlier and I thought it was cool. And hey, good morning to you. That's right. It's your walk-up music. That's fantastic. Hey, good morning to you, Meadow Vista. Currently, it is 42 degrees where you're at right now, looking for a high today of 47. Hey, if you're just tuning in today on this Good Friday, happy Good Friday to you. It's a little bit different than we do on most days. Got a special guest host in today, Nick Harding, here with his walk-up music. Nick, thanks so much for joining me today. Yeah, Nick and I have been friends for a long time. We've been threatening to do something like this for a long time. Just have a guest host in here, somebody to spend a little bit of the day with, bring in some more commentary, some more color into this fun little radio show that we do in the morning. So appreciate you being here. Now, Nick, we've spent a lot of time. They say Carl Reiner, very famous guy, Alan Brady on the Dick Van Dyke Show. In case you were, he also with Mel Brooks did the 2,000-Year-Old Man, Sid Caesar, Your Show of Shows. Anyway, thank you, Carl Reiner. When I found out he was the writer of the show, creator of the Dick Van Dyke Show. Dick Van Dyke Show was one of my favorites growing up. It was in the afternoons, being at grandma and grandpa's house during the summers. It was 9 o'clock. This was on Fox 40 every day. It was from 9 o'clock to 10 o'clock. It was 2 episodes of I Love Lucy, so had to get that. And then at 12 o'clock, and if anybody remembers this, right before Andy Griffith came on at 12 o'clock, Cal Bullwinkle would come on and do his little commentary, his little editorial. If anybody remembers Cal Bullwinkle, which also reminds me of Cal Worthington and his dog named Spot. For those, I'm throwing it back. We're going old school here. And then 12 to 12:30 would be Andy Griffith, and then 12:30 to 1 would be Dick Van Dyke, and I have to watch it every day. That was my thing. That was my TV time. And Carl Reiner, he said, write what you know about. Like, one of the best things you can do if you're going to be a creative, if you want to produce something, write what you know about. And he knew about being, like, his life was living in New Rochelle, New York, being a dad, having a kid, having the life as a writer. And so he said, I'm going to write a show about a guy living in New Rochelle, New York, and being a writer for a television show. And son of a gun, there we go. I don't know that it works out all that time for everybody, but it worked out for him. But he said, write about what you know about. All right, thanks, Adam. That's right. I forgot. We're at the top of the hour. Appreciate that. So we're going to go ahead and talk about one thing that we know about is being a dad. And you had a really interesting idea for a segment here. And tell me a little bit about that. Apparently, I was just talking about it just now. Yes. Yeah. Aforementioned, yes. That's synergy. for those playing the corporate game at home, synergy. Mark that off on your bingo square. Synergy. Also, if we circle back to it, there's another corporate talk for your bingo square. Yep. Double click on that. Oh, such a great show. Speaking of soccer or football, however you want to call it. Yeah. Yeah. Forever. I said, Nick, this show is so good. It's deep on so many levels. And you're like, right. I got better things to do with my time, Chris. But who was right? Who was right? Who was right? I did. Yeah. Okay. That's true. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Because then you've got really solid characters going. You've got a solid storyline that's going to, you're bought in. You're rooting for people, or you're rooting against some people. If there's a villain in it, you're ready to go.
Those 3 seasons, because we make it through all the way, and I didn't know that. So we make it all the way through the.
Oh yeah, there's gonna be spoilers here if anybody's making it through Ted Lasso. Just a heads up that we may have some spoilers, but yeah. Anyway, go ahead.
So we make it to the end, and we're like, wow, they did a really good job tying up all those loose ends. I wonder what they're gonna do.
Yeah, I don't know where they go from here. Gosh.
Like, yeah, but that's the end. I'm like, what do you mean?
So the moment, and I didn't know that I was going to be the person that apparently his new favorite show now, I was going to be the one to burst his bubble, to crush his dreams. I said, no, everybody knows. It was only 3, there was only 3 seasons. And the look that came over your face was just defeat and despair and disbelief. And then your look changed to, I'm going to prove him wrong. There was a resolution, and immediately you went over to your computer and said, nope, he's wrong. And then as I could hear the screams and wails coming from your side of the room, no, it's only 3 seasons.
One of the things that you were interested in, and you said, hey, you're a leader, Nick. Well, I mean, you're trying to be.
Most days. Yeah, most days you are. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Frequently, yes. Well, yeah. Okay. Do we call it lies though, or do we just call it being creative, taking the story, creative license. That's the word I'm looking for. It's creative license. Because some movies you gotta tell a long story in a shorter amount of time. So we may condense a few things down, maybe speed up the timeline just a little bit so we can tell the story. Let me tell you, watching Dune, maybe there's some dad lessons in there, but I feel like they said, I can't imagine how long the actual story was if we're down to 3 hours now to tell the story. I get it. We're world building. We're creating a whole environment that looks kind of like Star Wars. But you're right. You probably can't tell the whole story. Otherwise, it really looks, and it doesn't help that let's just talk about Dune here for a little bit, can we? It doesn't help that you have some of the actors that were in actual Star Wars films now playing parts in Dune. Now I get he was, okay. I don't know the actor's name. Yeah, I know. You've got the blank. I'll show you the guy. It's in the newer Star Wars, one of the newer ones. Not anyway, but yeah, he was one of the pilots. And but now he played the dad of Timothy or Chalamet, of that, who he reached an unfortunate end. Spoiler alert. But a lot of lessons. I know all sorts of lessons going in there. So in Ted Lasso, give me one of your lessons coming from Ted Lasso, because there's so many there from Ted that we can learn from. What's one of the things that stood out to you? Mm, mm, okay.
Unique to the individual, right? So how he connects with Beard or Nate, or even how he empowers him.
Hmm. And for folks that haven't seen the show, I realize we might need to get a little bit of context. So basically, Jason Sudeikis, you would recognize him as an actor. He is hired to go. He's an American football coach, a college football coach, and he gets hired by the head of a soccer team. Well, we would say soccer, they would say football over there. And he's hired to come over and be the head coach of this English soccer team. So one, it's this American coming over to this new culture of no, and like he doesn't know, like he knows football, he knows how to manage people, he knows how to manage players, he knows how to manage a team, but yeah, and build teamwork and wait for it, synergy. Thank you. But he soccer doesn't know a thing about. So he has his assistant coach that he had with him over here in the States. His name is Coach Beard. This guy has a beard. I don't know that we ever learn his actual name other than just Coach Beard. But this guy is like you, Nick. Like he's the guy that reads up on all the things, knows all the tactics, all the strategies. So he's the guy that's really in the day-to-day weeds of it. And Ted is more like, hey, I'm going to manage the team. I'm going to manage expectations. I'm going to get these guys who are this broken group of people who you have a bunch of individual players and get them to work together as a team. And then his boss, Rebecca, she's the head of the club, as they say. They say club over there, the team. He has to now manage expectations with her, like any coach would. But there's a lot of lessons along the way of like, how do you walk into a difficult situation as a person who's new to this? You're an outsider. You're literally a foreigner in a country here, and you've now got to adapt, and you've got to get people not only on your team but together as a team, right? It's impressive for a TV show. Good gracious. Yeah. I've heard of them. Yeah.
It was called The Advantage by Patrick Lencioni. And the whole idea of the book is it's all about the health of the team.
Yeah. 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 So there's one thing that he says. There's a saying that he says is be a goldfish. Talk about be a goldfish. Mm. Mm. Hmm. Goldfish basically having a memory of about 10 seconds is what they say. Like goldfish doesn't have a very long memory. So when it comes to the mistakes that you had, things that you might spiral on, that you might spin on, be a goldfish. Just forget about it. It's yeah. Okay, so there's another thing where he has the sign, the believe sign that he puts up, and that's a way to rally his team. Yeah, it really is from a leadership perspective, and that can be if you're a leader at your job, if you're just a guy, a dad trying to think about how you be a parent because he's a parent of a young son. Maybe another spoiler alert. Like one of the reasons he takes this job is because his marriage is going through a rocky time right now that's probably going to lead to divorce. And so he's like, well, maybe if I just give her some space, right? And you have a character, and I don't want to like overanalyze this, but it really is cool. And I think that's why I wanted you to see this. And I encourage everybody if you can. It's on Apple TV Plus for those that have Apple TV Plus because we can't just turn on a TV anymore, Nick, and just watch something. You have to get to it. Here's the thing. What if they took all of these streaming services and they just bundle them into one package that you just paid for cable? Right. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Didn't we see this movie already? Yeah, we saw this and now we're kind of getting back to that. Oh my gosh. And we have Amazon Prime, and now Prime said, oh, we're going to start introducing commercials into our shows now, unless you pay us. We're already paying for Prime, but unless you pay us a couple dollars more, then you don't have to watch the 60 or 30-second commercial or whatever. So I remember we were watching it the other day, and the first time a commercial came on, we all went, what? This is somebody who grew up with like, what do we have, like 3-minute commercial breaks growing up, watching TV or listening to the radio. There's these long breaks, and now I'm so used to not having breaks, which this would have been a perfect time to go to a commercial break, by the way. But we're good. But one of the things that it is you have a character, and I think this has been pretty unique in television, in that characters. There are very deep characters, but this is deep in one of those reasons where you have a phenomenal leader who seems to have it all together in one area. But I think this is what makes a good deep character is that he doesn't have it all together. Whether it's his marriage isn't perfect, trying to be the best dad that he can, but it seems like he's fallen short, or at least in his mind he's falling short. Struggles with mental health, with anxiety, with panic attacks, right? You see a person, and I think that's what makes a character relatable, is that they're like, oh, yeah, there's the good, but there's also the flaws. That's a good point as well. That transparency. Yeah. Mm. Mm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. 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 Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm. And it's a very human thing too, because you see, and I think that we do this in our lives as well, is stuff like that where we're vulnerable or it shows a weakness, we try and hide it. But what I think was very clever, and I think what is real life, is it'll find you out. It'll show up in a time where you can't hide it, where you're probably where he was in a more visible job. But whether you're out or you're with friends or somebody who just knows you will know that something's off. And so to have that vulnerability, to have that transparency, that moment where you can say like, hey, look, I'm not perfect. And it helps us all see like, you know what? if we're really being honest here, I'm not perfect either, right? If I've got a finger pointing at you, I've got 3 fingers pointing right back at me. So how can we use that as a leadership lesson? When you and I were talking about this the other day, it brought to mind the in Saving Private Ryan, America's dad, Tom Hanks. Speaking of dads, Tom Hanks, and there was this. He always was he was the leader of this squad or this platoon. I don't exactly remember how it was broken down, but there was always this mystery among the guys that he was leading, what he did in his civilian life. He was an older guy, so he had enough time to have some sort of job or career. He wasn't a young guy who had just enlisted out of high school or anything like that. So he had some experience underneath this. He was a captain, yeah, in the Army, yeah. And so his guys were always wondering what he did in his civilian life before he became in the Army, because it's just this older guy who, all of a sudden is here, and he would never tell him. And you don't realize what the purpose of that was until he needed it, right? And I don't feel bad about spoiling Saving Private Ryan, because that's been out for 20 years now. So if you haven't seen it by now, but it really came to that where there was that tension moment and the team was about to break down because they had just reached their breaking point with each other, with the scenario around him. He uses that leadership thing to say, basically, when it seems like everybody's just going to mutiny, he said, I was a school teacher. And it just completely, whatever that was, to just throw them off their track. You say, I was a school teacher. Yeah. Yeah. You can spoil it. Full permission. Yeah. It's private rent, just so you know. Mm, mm, yeah. Oh, that's true. That's what is the pool up to? Yeah. Yeah. Hmm. 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 Mm, hmm. Hmm. Yeah. We all have another purpose that we're serving. Yet, yes, we're here. Yes, we're in this moment, and yes, we need to be together. But also, don't forget the other ones that surround you, and your other higher purpose that you have in life, your other higher calling as well. Hmm. Mm, yeah. Hmm. Yeah. Hmm. Hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Hmm. 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 Yeah, and it is interesting to know, like in most of our days, we're not making life and death decisions, right? Like not on that level, but it is interesting to see how even in those extreme moments, you can use these moments of levity and clarity. And I like what you said, reminding of them of who they were and who they are, in order to say, hey, this is the time that we've been chosen, and we're going to be present, we're going to be here, and we're going to go on, and we're going to do it, and then we can go back to what our higher purpose was. And yes, exactly. Yeah. So who we want to be. Yeah. Yeah. Nick, it has been fantastic having you here co-hosting today. No, I know. I was like, we should probably leave it on a little bit higher note, but good lessons to learn, good stuff to learn as dads, as leaders, as just human beings out there serving in the world, working with folks. Thanks so much. I always like to end my show saying, you can't hate somebody if you're hugging them. So just know that. We'll end on a high note there. You can't hate somebody if you're hugging them. And always remember to be kind, be honest, and be yourself. We're not ending this show just yet, folks, but I want to leave us on maybe a little bit higher positive note than just, well, yeah, we got to pull the trigger on somebody. So, Nick, thanks so much for joining. Nick and I have been friends for a long time. Nick came in and just kind of sat in with me today, co-hosted here for a little bit. So I appreciate you giving up some of your day here to be in here with me. Yeah, appreciate it. All right. Yeah, that's right. And Adam, yeah, we won't forget about you. All right, we'll be back right after this.
CAC Fit 2514 Bell Road in the Crossroads Shopping Center. Whether your fitness goals are to lose weight, gain weight, functional training, or recovery, they've got you covered with customized training programs, fitness classes.
Hop back on the mic one more time.
And more. Open 7 days a week with 24/7 access. Stop by CAC Fit at 2514 Bell Road in the Crossroads Shopping Center. Call 530-885-1964 or online at cacfit.com.
18 minutes past the top of the hour here at FM 104.5 AM 950 KAHI, voice of the foothills. Again, Nick Harding, thanks so much for joining me today. I appreciate it. All the stories, all the extreme sports. We're going to head back now to America's First News. See you back here in just a little bit. Dude, doesn't it go by so quick?
So you use
the 29th day of March in a legally binding order, the top United Nations court said Israel must open more.
Dude, there's a lot of lessons that come from this.
Fuel and other supplies.
Translate.
The International Court of Justice issued two so-called provisional measures Thursday in a case brought by South Africa, accusing Israel of acts of genocide against war in Gaza, charges Israel strongly denies. The UN has reported that 100% of Gaza's 2.3 million are at severe levels of food insecurity.
It's good. That was a lot of fun.
Did we get too dark there?
Israeli military restrictions, ongoing hostilities, and the breakdown of public order, according to the UN and international aid groups. Meanwhile, White House National Security Council spokesperson John Kirby said Thursday it's too early to make any broad assessments of the new Palestinian Authority cabinet, whether it would deliver on the quote credible, far-reaching reforms that the Biden administration has called for. The State Department's Matthew Miller.
We have long urged the Palestinian Authority to form a reform cabinet with new leadership. You've heard the Secretary speak to this during his travels in the region. And so now that the has appointed a new cabinet, we will be looking to this new government to deliver on policies and implement credible and far-reaching reforms. It's something we've spoken to a number of times, our belief that a reformed PA is essential to delivering results for the Palestinian people and establishing the conditions for stability in both the West Bank and Gaza. So we will engage with this government based on its actions. We'll be closely tracking the steps it takes to advance the key reforms and look forward to engaging with them on that matter. Broadly speaking, we have encouraged them to implement reforms that crack down on corruption. We have encouraged them to implement reforms that increase transparency, that increase media freedoms, and increase the ability for civil society to engage with the government.
Israel has rejected U.S. calls for a reformed PA to administer post-war Gaza ahead of eventual Palestinian statehood. President Mahmoud Abbas, who has led the PA for nearly 2 decades, announced the new government in a presidential decree Thursday. None of the incoming ministers is a well-known figure. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu spoke to the families of soldiers held hostage by Hamas Thursday. It was the first time since October 7th when their loved ones were kidnapped. At the meeting, their parents demanded from Netanyahu an explanation of how he plans to bring their children home. Following the meeting, 3 of the fathers gave a statement to the media. Ruby Chen said, unfortunately, Netanyahu offered nothing new.
The physical security of Israel is not the only thing that matters here. The social security, the fabric of Israel, the knowledge that the government will take care of its citizens and will bring them home if something happens, that's broken and it has to be fixed. And the only way to fix it is to bring the hostages back. And sooner rather than later, because if not, we're going to all get them in coffins.
According to Axios, family members of hostages who have dual U.S.-Israel citizenship told Netanyahu they get better treatment from the White House than from the Israeli government, as it supports them and keeps them informed. Netanyahu reportedly said that throughout history, the U.S. pressured Israel many times and ended up being wrong. He downplayed U.S. fears of a humanitarian catastrophe this week if Israel launches the planned ground invasion into Gaza's southernmost city, saying civilians would be able to flee the fighting into other parts of the war-torn country.
Victory is within reach. It's a few weeks away. Now we are told, this is it, last point. Now we are told, you can't do this. If you go into Rafah, you're going to have a humanitarian catastrophe. You're going to have, 30,000 dead, 20,000 civilian dead. Okay. That's not true. All of Gaza strip north of Rockwell. People are down, they can move back up. They don't have to go into north of Wadi Gaza, but there's still 65% of the Gaza Strip left open. And people just move. They move with their tents. They have no place to go. Yes, they have a place to go. Second, we provide them food. The problem is not the entry of trucks. The problem is the stealing of trucks, both by looting by Hamas and looting by others. So,
Netanyahu suggested that the dispute over Rafah was just another in a series of disagreements between the allies, and that he appreciates President Joe Biden's support, but that Israel will act alone, quote, if we have to. Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen called out China's ramped up production in solar energy, electric vehicles, and lithium-ion batteries, calling it unfair competition that distorts global prices and hurts American firms and workers, as well as global firms and workers. Yellen, who's planning her second trip to China as Treasury Secretary, said she'll press her Chinese counterparts on the issue. China this week filed a World Trade Organization complaint against the U.S. over what it says are discriminatory requirements for electric vehicle subsidies, but didn't say what prompted the move. Meanwhile, on Capitol Hill, lawmakers are studying Tesla CEO Elon Musk's dependency on the Chinese market and how he balances Tesla with SpaceX, Pentagon contracts, and the Starlink network. Yellen was asked if Musk is a national security threat.
We take national security very seriously and want to protect our national security. Our desire is not to shut down economic relations with China. We want to diversify our supply chains, but many American firms operate in China and gain from the ability to sell to China's large market. China obviously sells a lot in the United States, and the competition among our firms is by and large a healthy thing. We want to stabilize that relationship and not shut it down, but also we need to make sure that the playing field is level, and we are concerned about Chinese subsidies and the impact on our firms.
Yellen making the comments to MSNBC. Musk has taken China's side in several international disputes, making China's case for why it should control Taiwan, a self-governed island democracy that has resisted Beijing's claims. Taiwan, in response, is building an alternative to Starlink because of its ties. Fed Reserve Governor Chris Waller said this week that he's in no hurry to cut interest rates after hotter inflation data in the first 2 months of the year. Waller's stance at the Economic Club of New York was more cautious than Fed Chair Jerome Powell, who said the inflation outlook has not changed despite hotter than expected readings in January and February.
Retail sales and some other indicators suggest a softening in demand this quarter. In the second half of last year, when growth accelerated, the evidence for a significant slowdown is sparse. Meanwhile, as the labor market continues to add jobs at a rapid pace, some signs point to improvement in the imbalance between supply and demand, but others indicate continued tightness. My judgment on the balance of risk for monetary policy, which I explained in a speech on February 22nd, hasn't changed. The risk of waiting a little longer to cut rates.
Hey, that was fun. Thank you for letting me into your world. And man,
cutting the policy
it's just super fun to see you in your life, man.
A sustained rebound in inflation is something I definitely want to.
Did a great job.
As a result,
All right.
in the absence of unexpected and material
Yeah, say hi to Jenny and
we're
David for
going to
me.
need to see at least a couple.
I gotta
of
go and
months
see
of
his little
inflation
display over there.
Yeah.
Before I have enough
Too.
time.
Encourage them to go by after pickleball.
Beginning to cut rates will keep the economy
Really?
on a path.
Maybe I restock that sucker.
Fortunately, we
So,
can wait and see how
Awesome.
they come
I
in
think it's a lot.
before deciding the appropriate time to start lowering the policies.
All right. Have a good day.
The remarkable
I'll see you later.
U.S. economy keeps on chugging along, adding jobs at a rate that over time will keep unemployment near its current historically low rate.
Okay.
But the overall strength of
That's all we
the
have
U.S.
left. That was
economy
fun.
makes it a fairly
3
easy
minutes.
decision to wait a little longer to get a better understanding of the trajectory of inflation and, when appropriate, to begin easing policy.
The central bank's decision to stay the course for 3 rate cuts this year, the same number forecast in December, comes after sticky inflation data was thought to push back the number of cuts for 2024. Reach out to me anytime across the board on social media at Matt Ray Talk. You're listening to America's First News. Good Friday morning.
America's First News with Matt Ray.
Guys, are you getting up multiple times a night to use the bathroom? As we get older, so do our prostates, and that can mean urinary problems that affect our sleep and quality of life. Life is better outside the bathroom. Real Health's Prostate Complete can help you relieve those annoying and painful prostate symptoms. Available at Walmart or visit realhealth.com for more information and to order yours today. Try it risk-free with our 120-day money-back guarantee. These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, or cure any disease.
And that's not secret. We listen to our customers. Everyday Diesel Treatment delivers a 6-in-1 premium fuel treatment for every fill-up, every time. Our fans call it EDT.
I'm Nathan from Ellisville, Mississippi, and I drive a 2017 Ford F-350 Valley Road. I've been using Hot Shot Secret EDT every tank for almost 3 years, and I've seen about 1.5 to 2 miles per gallon increase in fuel mileage.
Everyday Diesel Treatment is available at truck stops, Tractor Supply, O'Reilly's Auto Parts, and online at hotshotsecret.com. In today's troubled world, our USA Armed Forces stand ready to protect you,
NBA
your
scores,
family, and our American way of life. When
MLB
veterans return
scores.
to civilian life, they deserve your recognition and support. You can help with vets at work by donating your car, truck, or van to Patriotic Hearts. Your donation will directly support programs to help vets find jobs or even start their own business. Donate today for fast, free pickup of your vehicle, running or not. Operators are standing by to answer questions about making a tax-deductible vehicle donation. Find out how you can make a difference in the life of the United States veteran. Call 800-209-4580 for 24-hour response. Call 800-209-4580.
10 seconds, Adam.
800-209-4580. That's 800-209-4580.
And good Friday morning to you. It is Good Friday, and it is March 29th, 30 minutes past the top of the hour, 8:30 a.m. here at FM 104.5, AM 950 KAHI, voice of the foothills. And hey, good morning to you, Auburn. Currently 45 degrees where you're at right now, looking for a high today of 50 degrees. All right, let's get right into it. It is sports ball time. We are going to start with, oh my goodness gracious, opening day yesterday. MLB is back. We're starting with the Giants versus the Padres, and the Giants lost their home opener. All right, Giants lose to the Padres 6-4. That's all right. We'll get them in the next one. We'll go on to the Cardinals versus the Dodgers. Well, Dodgers win that one 7-1 here. How about the A's? A's versus the Guardians. Well, A's lost that one 8-0. So, all right, opening day, not the best start. It was good for the Diamondbacks though. Diamondbacks versus the Rockies. D-backs win that one handily. 16-1 there. Red Sox versus the Mariners. Red Sox on top there, 6-4. Rangers versus the Cubs. Rangers win that one 4-3. Nationals versus the Reds. Reds win that one 8-2. Pirates versus the Marlins. Pirates win that one 6-5. Going now to the hardwood NBA. Only a couple of games happening yesterday. Celtics versus the Hawks. Hawks fly away with that one, but just barely win that one 123-122. Bucks versus the Pelicans. Pelicans on top there. 107-100. Kings didn't play, but they will play again today. You can catch all of the action here on KAHI. Kings play tonight versus the Dallas Mavericks, 7 p.m. Catch all of the action here on KAHI. Kings versus the Mavs, 7 p.m. here on KAHI. Turning locally, in my hot little hands, the Auburn Journal here. Rain forces Bear River and NU to settle for a tie. The rain put a damper on Friday's rivalry softball game between Bear River and Nevada Union as the stormy weather in Grass Valley stopped the game after 5 innings. Neither side could claim bragging rights with the game ending in a 6-6 tie. The Bruins, 5-1, have this week off before diving into the thick of the Pioneer Valley League in April. Bear River plays Colfax at home on Tuesday before traveling to 12 Bridges on April 4th. We'll be back with your KAHI weather right after this.
Take a bite out of your electricity bill. Check your rate plan today. This money saving is brought to you by Pioneer Community Energy. You can see them at night, and every day they steal from you. Any device with a digital display on light or sleep mode steals energy. They may only steal a little bit, but like drops of water in a bucket, it adds up.
And you pay.
Stop energy theft. Turn off printers and computers when not in use. Use a power strip for charging, and turn the strip off when done. Stop energy thieves and save. Brought to you by Pioneer Community Energy.
33 minutes past the top of the hour here at FM 104.5, AM 950 KAHI, voice of the foothills. Hey, good morning, Auburn. Again, 45 degrees. Looks like we're going to have rain here in just a little bit. We're going to have rain throughout the day today, so be prepared if you're going outside for some rain. Cloudy tomorrow, some sun on Sunday, Easter Sunday, and it looks like we've got sun Monday and Tuesday and Wednesday of next week, so shaping up to be nice after the rain today. Hey, my thanks to special guest host Nick Harding for stopping in by today and guest hosting with me today on the morning show that we've got going on in here. And we're going to go back to America's First News now. Until I see you again on Monday, remember to be kind, be honest, be yourself. And remember, you can't hate somebody if you're hugging them. Have a fantastic rest of your day. Happy Easter weekend. See you back here on Monday. Back now to America's First News.
Friday morning, America's First News continues on this March 29th, 34 minutes past the hour. And we begin in Maryland this morning. That's where Governor Wes Moore warned Thursday of a very long road ahead.
And that's it. There we go.
Baltimore's Francis Scott Key Bridge. As the Biden administration quickly approved $60 million in immediate federal aid after the deadly collapse.
Turn it all off.
This work will not take hours. This work will not take days. This work will not just take weeks.
Back to Hello.
This will not just take weeks. We have a very long road ahead of us. You guys see the wreckage from far away. Yesterday, we had a chance to see it up close. And when you have a chance to see that wreckage up close, you fully understand the enormity of the challenge. This is an incredibly complex job, and our timeline will be long. The Army Corps is moving the largest crane in the eastern seaboard to Baltimore to help us. It's estimated that will arrive later on this evening. We cannot rebuild the bridge until we have cleared the debris. The best minds in the world are here right now in Baltimore.
Senator Chris Van Hollen said a second crane with a 400-ton capacity could arrive Saturday. The devastation left behind after the powerless cargo ship struck the supply tunnel early Tuesday is extensive. Divers recovered the bodies of 2 men from a pickup truck near the bridge's middle span Wednesday, but officials said they have to start clearing the wreckage before anyone can reach the bodies of 4 other missing workers. Baltimore Mayor Brandon Scott.
We had time to spend with those heroic members of the Transit Authority Police Department who saved lives by shutting down bridge traffic. I also had the time to spend with some of my Baltimore City fire divers who dove right in and tracked.
Okay, that's it.
Search for those.
Thanks for joining on this Good Friday. Bye.
Speaking with them, however, we need a few things crystal